Hi everyone. Today I'll be sharing with you all how we are leveling up data management with DataHub. Zynga is one of the market leaders in mobile games with a huge portfolio of games. We are extracting insights from data like 24/7, and that is basically the core of our business. I'm Felipe Gusmao, and with me is my teammate Sudhakara. We are both data engineers responsible for Zynga's data hub infrastructure, ingest jobs, and all of the custom modifications we added to it. At Zynga, we have a large team working on and off with DataHub, and today I'll be speaking on behalf of the team. We have a little bit more than 100 games released, and you can find them on both Android and iOS stores. We ingest on a daily basis roughly 35 billion records, which translates to around 66 terabytes of data. In total, we have 1.5 petabytes of queryable data. How we consume all of this, right? We have about 100,000 queries per day, and we are generating about 4,000 reports daily. We are a team of around 300 plus analysts, data engineers, data scientists, PMs, extracting insights from this data. On our tech side, we use DataHub as our data catalog dictionary, and our future plan is to use for governance. We use Redshift as our data warehouse, Airflow to orchestrate all of our data jobs and pipelines, Tableau for reports, Databricks and EMR for Spark and machine learning. And we use Kubernetes for a variety of different APIs, cron jobs, and other services. Our initial evaluation of DataHub was back in mid 2021. Back then, we looked around for a data catalog tool, and DataHub was a clear winner. Then we created a small POC to evaluate its capabilities, and we saw a huge potential for it to be much more than a data catalog tool. In the start of 2022, we started developing our deployment strategy, and what surprised us was the amount of growth we saw both in the community and in the number of integrations. We decided to use DataHub because it enabled us to mainly to know our data. We needed a tool to help us know our data better and answer questions such as where does this data from this report comes from, what experiment will be affected if I change my data set, when was this data set last updated, what are the dependencies between data sets and jobs. In terms of quality, we wanted a place to help us assert the quality of our data sets. And in regards to flexibility, we want to be able to set up actions based on important metadata updates. Um, some other use cases we had was in regards to exploration. Like I said, getting to know our data, assessing impact based on issues. In regards to optimization, we wanted to data hub has been helping us a lot, cleaning up things, finding out what's being used and what's not being used. And in regards to documentation, we are using DataHub as a central repository for all of our metadata, and it's generally helping us become like fully data driven. So how does DataHub look like in Zynga, right? We are using version 0.10.4. We have over 100,000 assets ingested. Our ingestion sources are Redshift, Airflow, Tableau, Databricks, and the other ones you can see on the screen. For Redshift in Airflow, we kind of took the existing code and we made some modifications. We actually, based on this town hall, we might even reconsider now just using the original version that probably got a lot better since we started. But we had to customize the code a little bit, do some SQL parsing because Redshift SQL syntax is a bit different than a regular SQL. And we did some customized ingestion logic for both Redshift and Airflow. we created another brand new entity. We call it experiments entity based off shards. And also there was a ton, we had a ton of learning just by implementing this new entity. And not only that, having to deploy that new entity in custom code was a huge learning opportunity for us. Or usually we update sources depending on the type. Is going to be either weekly or daily, but our main objective is to have real time, for all real time changes to update, to be reflected in DataHub. Our current deployment is, we can say that is mainly divided in two parts. One is using managed services, and the other one is components deployed on Kubernetes. For Kafka or MySQL database and the cache and the search store, we are using AWS managed services. And on Kubernetes, we are deploying DataHub front end, GMS, and schema registry using the Helm chart. But like I said, we have some custom code, so we also build those images locally and then publish them. For all of our ingestion, we have custom Python jobs and services that we deploy to AKS to make all of this happening. All our logs are piped to Splunk, and we do we monitor all of these components and the health of everything on Datadog. Now demo time, so expect things to fail. Can you put the screen up? Okay, nice. As you guys can see, this is our main DataHub page. Right, we have our main assets, and I just wanted to quickly show you guys one of our data sets which has some data assertions. And as the gentlemen were speaking previously, we can see the assertion over time. So right, we can see, and in this case, this data set is passing all of the assertions. So we got a green check mark here, and we have some other ones, and we can see them over time. This is quite helping us a lot. And everybody likes graph, and everybody likes to come to this page here and just kind of visualize the lineage. Here we can see where this data set is being used, and we can trace down all of its other dependencies. And when things fail, we can kind of find out what is affecting that failure, or like what happened for it to fail. So this is something we use often, and we incentivize all of our analysts to do when they're having issues. Okay, this is our short demo. Back to the slides, please. So basically, we use the lineage to find out dependencies, right? And just kind of trace things down to all, like from raw data source all the way down to which Tableau resource is using that data source and all the intermediate steps between. So lessons learned, I know we are running short on time. I'll be brief. Along the way, we had some issues with long running jobs in which we were seeing some weird bugs, and we had to allocate the right resource. Our GSM and front end deployments didn't had enough resource allocated to it. When I mean by resource, I mean CPU and memory. So after fixing that, things started running much better. Upgrades were we had some bumps along the way in regards to upgrades, especially upgrading and releasing our custom changes and upgrading DataHub's version. Initially, we had some issues by not following the right order of things, but after consulting the documentation, which is great, by the way, thanks guys for this awesome documentation. We were able to solve all of our issues, and things are running much smoother now. And all of our customization of the code and new entities and custom ingestion code, that was a We had a ton of learning just by doing that and getting to know in depth how DataHub is structured. So for us, what's next is we're gonna make sure that our metadata is accurate by capturing everything we can, both success and failure of Airflow DAGs, and heavily utilizing great expectations in data assertions. We might even take a look at data contracts now, integrate more sources, and also use the action framework for notifications and observability. Please reach out, play one of our games. And if you love coding, data, programming, don't hesitate to send us a message. Me and Sudhakara, we are available on LinkedIn, as you can see the address here, or also ping us on DataHub Slack. We'll gladly help you with sharing some more pain points and our struggles along the way. Thank you.